Guys like all different bodies, so some people like little boobs, some people like big boobs, some people like bums, some like, you know, whatever. There's something absolutely wonderful and beautiful about learning that. My name is Daisy, I'm 37, I am straight, I am a showgirl and I own the Peach Pole Studio.
My name is Dante Johnson, I'm 26 years old, I'm straight, and I'm a male entertainer.
I am Foxy, I am 35, I am straight, and I'm a stripper and pole dance instructor. First lap dance would have been on my first shift in the strip club. In fact, I think my very first private show may have been a shower show, which was great because it meant that there was the person, the screen, and then me. So that was a really good initiation into it because I didn't actually have to stand right in front of them. And then after that, all the one-on-one lap dances were absolutely fine.
The first job, it was crazy because I was a topless waiter. So my boss calls me, he's like, yo, I need you to do this for me. I have no stripping experience whatsoever. So he just threw me in like the deep end. I had no costume. I went there, first time ever, no joke. I took 2 Viagras. I was that nervous, I still didn't get hard. I was shaking like the whole way through. I was proud of myself that I go through it. But yeah, like I said, I was nervous the whole way through, like literally shaking.
I think my first show, I was kind of resigned to the fact that I'm like, you know, just give it a go. If you don't like it and you wake up the next morning, you feel different, don't ever do it again. And I was probably quite surprised that I felt exactly the same the next morning. Like you think about it for so long, like it's this epiphany of like, you're like, oh my God, could I do this? Could I not do this? What's gonna happen? That, you know, I guess your anxiety and nerves and thoughts run away with you for so long. And then literally it's over in a couple of hours. And like I said, you wake up, except you've got all this cash. That's the difference than when you went to bed the night before and you're like, wow, I'm actually the same person. Awesome.
Most exciting experience, I would say, obviously living in Japan when I went to go and live in Tokyo with Daisy. That was a fantastic opportunity. Outside of that, I would say just the different variety of people that you meet. You meet people from, you know, high-end business to people in the entertainment industry to sport. I really enjoy talking to people. That's half the reason why I do this job. And meeting good people, going to really great locations, fantastic houses, people who are willing to spend money. This is my social life as well, so I like to have a good time, and I think to myself those times where I've been to bucks parties and thought to myself, it was just like I was at a party and I was invited and had my clothes on, because I had just as good a time. So I'd have to say it's just the different people that you meet and the different experiences that you get to have.
I love to perform, to dance and get paid for it.
I think just doing things I enjoyed or being grateful for the lifestyle that I wanted. I could do other hobbies and things during the day and day trips and have lunch and breakfasts and, you know, train and stuff together during the day, which was a big passion of mine rather than working in an office. So I guess just being grateful for the good parts of the job.
I recharge outside of work by doing a lot of meditating. I like my own alone time a lot, so you will mostly catch me by myself. A lot of the time I'm giving so much energy out to all these females, and like sometimes it gets very, very draining, so I need sometimes to just do what I like doing. For example, watching documentaries, going to the gym, working out, listening to music, dancing, all of that recharges me before the following weekend to go again.
I worked most weekends and a couple of nights, but I wasn't, say, in the clubs or doing the shows full time because I would, for me personally, would need more of that mental health break. Like I need to do different things. That would have been too much for me. Suppress it deep down and internalize. That's the coping mechanism. With that said, for every bad job that you have about 40 unreal jobs. So that's why the suppressing system works for me. Keep it down. I'm grateful for this industry because I think it gave me a lot of self-confidence about my body as well. And the thing I learned, which I didn't know, was that guys like all different bodies. So a woman's image of what a body looks like, that she thinks, if I've got to look like that, that's the only body a man would want to look at, or especially in that industry. And that's just not true. So, you know, there's something absolutely wonderful and beautiful about learning that some people like little boobs, some people like big boobs, some people like bums, some like, you know, whatever, like, and plus it's your personality that shines through as well. So learning that was something really nice about the industry.
I have been in many situations where the female clients have gotten too touchy, and I think alcohol plays a very big role in that. It's even gone as far as me stopping the show and walking out, because yeah, like I said, there's like a fine line between being an escort and being a stripper, and yeah, sometimes they don't understand that. If I don't like how they are treating me at the time, I'm gonna give them 2 warnings. And the 3rd time, I'm gonna stop the music and be like, I would have loved to finish my performance, but obviously some of you guys cannot behave yourself respectfully, so hence I have to leave.
I had to obviously set out the rules, which I always do before each job, and then they broke 2 of those rules within the first hour, which is touching and the photos. 2 of the gentlemen called me out onto the balcony, and when I walked down to the balcony, both of them had their pants down and their dick and balls in their hand. And that's when I'm like, that's it, that's the 3rd strike, I'm out of here. So I called the other girl in, we went into the room to grab our things and get changed and grab our things. And those same 2 gentlemen followed me into the room and then stood in front of the door saying, you can't leave yet, your time isn't up, and you still have the show to do. And I'm like, I'm not doing the show. Thankfully, I had already sort of been doing this for a couple of years, so I was quite confident in telling them no. And I asked them to step away from the door, which they didn't. They continued to argue, get a little bit closer and raise their voice. And I had my phone in my hand. I said, guys, what do you think's gonna happen here? I've got my phone in my hand. The agent is just a touch away, and so is the police. So what do you think's gonna happen here? And then eventually, after a little bit of talking, they stepped away from the door, and I'm like, I'm out of here. It was awful.
My friend messaged me and said, these guys have been up for days, so if you want to come early, that would be a really good idea. They berated what my body looked like. They were like, you know, like, you have small tits, my tits are bigger than yours. It was towards the end, and I was down on the floor in front of the buck, and they kept saying, kick her, just fucking kick her. And I did a move where I opened my knees, and he literally put his toe in between my flaps, and I was like, that is over and out. Then they chased me around the house because they couldn't understand what the problem was. So yeah, I took off and left after that. I felt violated for ages. I felt like a piece of shit. And that's a shame, because there's so many amazing jobs and gigs and things and wild and wacky and wonderful, like, places that we get to go and things we get to do. It has been the best experience, but something like that, you earn a year's wage in that one moment because of what happened. Like, absolute disrespect.